Hi all, and welcome back. This is Gears of War Reloaded. I'll admit straight off the bat, I'm quite biased on this one, because the original Gears of War is one of my favorite games of all time. I was 15 when the original came out, and played games like FIFA, World of Warcraft, the original Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, and of course, Halo. This was really a golden era of games. So the answer to the question if you should buy it is simple. Yes, you should buy it now, or get Game Pass and play it there. Even if you just play it for the 10 hours of story, it's worth it. For the few who do not know, this is a third-person, tactical, cover-based shooter where you play as a guy with giant muscles. It's squad-based with either NPCs or friends, so you can play it solo or together. You are playing as Marcus on a planet called Sarah, which sets the tone right away. The story starts 14 years after Emergence Day, the day the Locust came from below the surface to attack the humans. The war is going very poorly, so the game starts when you get broken out of prison. The story never won anyone over due to its immense depth, but the world was very well crafted, which matters more here. The Locust really feel like an unstoppable horde, and especially in the first game, the story had some light horror elements that worked extremely well. Combine this with the brotherhood, especially between Marcus and Dom, and you get a very strong single-player story because the dynamic keeps you invested. Of course, this wouldn't work without the still incredible gameplay because everything else rests on it. You really have to think tactically, both in single and in multiplayer. So every push or hold is a choice. Do you flank? Do you wake? Which weapon do you use? Because those decisions actually change outcomes. And while this is all happening, you're managing ammo with active reload. Because you can play it safe with a normal reload, or try to hit the timing for extra damage, and risk a jam at the worst moment. It all matters, which is why the fights stay tense. Even in multiplayer, you feel the high-stakes gameplay that the single player set up, so the tone carries across modes. I think the best example of this is the roadie run, which is basically the sprint. It zooms in the camera, lets you sprint, and makes you a slightly smaller target, which makes you harder to hit. But the downside is you're completely exposed, and if your enemy has a shotgun, it can cost you your life quite easily. This game is full of moments like that, where sound, visuals, animation, and mechanics lock together in perfect sync. It can't be a video about Gears of War without talking at least a little bit about the chainsaw. There is nothing more fun than sawing your friend in half in multiplayer, because that sound and impact are unforgettable. That sound, especially in multiplayer, will haunt you when you are the only one left with 2 or 3 enemies against you. Hearing a chainsaw in the distance will never not be scary again, which keeps the pressure up. Of course, the single player has some limitations because of AI quality, as any game has, so expectations stay realistic. Multiplayer takes this all away and uses these systems to the maximum, which turns every match into a very high-stakes balance between movement and aggression. It's the most fun I've had with the multiplayer shooter franchise to this day because the core loop still works. I'm happy to see that PlayStation fans can finally join the fun and experience how good this game is. To wrap it up, Gears of War is an absolute must-play, even if you just play it for the single player, because the campaign still holds up. Are you playing it? Please let me know in the comments.
That was it. If you like short videos that don't waste your time, please consider liking and subscribing. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.